Hi, my name is Anna and I'm a yoga teacher and a casual worker at Sport Brighton, and today I'm going to take you through a slightly different yoga flow. However, before we get started, I want to touch upon a couple of things. So I'm going to put up 5 videos on the whole. The first video is going to be the video that you're currently watching. And apart from my ramble, it's going to be a nice preparation. We're gonna tap into our breathing, get our body nice and warm, and then we're gonna move on to the second video, which is gonna be the progression number 1 of a particular sequence. It's mainly tailored for beginners. Even if you're an advanced practitioner, I would still encourage you to do it, especially the first time. And even if you find it easy, you can always get into the nitty-gritty of movement patterns. The third video is then going to be the second progression. So we're going to take the same sequence and I'm just going to give you harder modifications and we're going to build on it. You're always welcome to carry on with certain elements from the first progression and then move your way up to the second and mix and match. And then the fourth video is going to be the third progression, which is pretty advanced. It's going to be somewhat funky. You can always stick to the first and the second progression. Afterwards, we have the fifth video, which is going to be a nice cool down. It's for everyone again. From there, we're going to finish off, have a nice long final relaxation. As I said, you can mix and match and tailor the whole thing according to your own needs. You might want to stick to the first variation, first progression twice, and then maybe move your way up to the second once. Maybe you want to do each variation once, or you might even just want to do the warm-up and the cool-down. And I think this is a great segue into something else that I was going to talk to you about. These days, it's amazing how many workouts, yoga sequences, you name it, you can find on social media. But at the same time, it can be a little bit daunting because obviously we're in really challenging times and you might just not be feeling it. Truth be told, I've been feeling a little bit like a rubbish bag as well. And then it can be really daunting to have people in front of you who are talking about this workout, yoga motivation. So just remember, your threshold is constantly shifting. It's something that I go on and on about in every single one of my yoga classes, but now it's more important than ever. And remember, you're just trying to do your best, and maybe one day your best looks really different from your best on a different day, and that's okay. And cut yourself some slack for just showing up. That's the main thing. Stuff that you might need for the practice. Obviously, a yoga mat would be really helpful. However, don't let that be the reason not to do it. If you don't own one, you can always just use the floor and then just make sure to pad your knees in low lunges and poses like that. Comfortable yoga clothing. But again, if you feel like getting changed hinders you from doing the flow in the first place, then just don't get changed and do it in your pajamas, and then probably you're gonna find that it gets a little bit uncomfortable, and then all of a sudden you find the motivation to get changed. Alright, so I think that I managed to say everything that I wanted to say, and now let's crack on and get into the yoga sequence. We are gonna start on our backs, and you can bend your knees, bring the soles of your feet onto the mat, and then just let the knees fall in towards each other. Should be a nice release in your lower back. And then from there you can bring your hands onto your tummy and slowly and gently close your eyes. From here, let's just begin to tap into our breathing, and don't even try to breathe in a particular way, but just begin to observe your breathing, become aware of it. And we always talk about preparing our bodies before exercise, but we seldomly talk about also preparing our breathing and our mind, our nervous system. So let's take a couple moments to do so here. And as you place your hands onto your tummy, you might begin to become aware of the way that your tummy lifts up as you inhale and then sinks down as you exhale. With your next exhalation, once you feel like you've gotten rid of all the air that was in your lungs, try to go a little bit further. Try to exhale a little bit longer, just another second or two. And then begin to fill up your lungs with completely fresh air. And then exhale. Maybe use some gentle pressure in your hands as well. And then inhale, lift up again. Now with your next inhalation, we're going to try to take this movement, this expansion, 360 degrees rather than just up and down. So imagine that with your inhalation, your back was expanding just as much as your tummy and pressing into the mat. Isolate that movement around your tummy. Don't do anything with your tailbone just yet. Just let the breathing work. No other movement whatsoever. And then exhale, contract your tummy, your back. And then inhale, expand again. Try to press your back into your mat. And exhale, contract. Couple more rounds, a couple more fully dedicated and committed breaths. Two more rounds. And then from there, you can slowly begin to open your eyes, bring your hands next to your body, and then bring your knees apart from each other again. Make sure that your heels are right underneath your knees. So if you extend your hands, you might be able to touch your heel with your index finger, or almost. And from there, we're going to keep tapping into our breathing again. But this time, we're also going to involve our tailbone. So next time that you inhale, begin to press your whole back into your mat. So undo that natural arch in your spine. And slowly lift your tailbone off the floor, just lightly. And then exhale, let the natural arch in your spine return. And tuck your tailbone. And then inhale, press your whole back into your mat again and begin to lift your tailbone off the floor a little bit more than last time. Good. And then exhale, lower yourself down, place your mid back down, then your lower back, and then your tailbone, and then untuck your tailbone. Good. Inhale, press up. And exhale, roll your spine back down onto the ground. And lastly, untuck your tailbone. Again, inhale up, a little bit higher this time, and exhale down. Good. One more time, inhale up, and exhale down. Now this time, we're going to find our way up into our complete full shoulder bridge. We're going to stay here, so try to press your heels into your mat and bring some gentle awareness in your glutes. Don't squeeze your butt, but engage your glutes slightly. Also become aware of your core, what is going on there. And once you feel fully stable, you can begin to lift your hands up and bring your wrists up above your shoulders. With our next exhalation, we're going to place our upper back down onto our mat first, then our mid back, and then our lower back, and bring our hands behind us. From there, we're going to inhale and find our way back up. Bring our wrists up above our shoulders again, and exhale back. Inhale up and exhale back. Inhale up and exhale back. Good. One more time. Inhale up. Let's hold it there. And then exhale back down. Good. From there, let's take our knees in towards our chest and give our lower back a gentle little massage. You can also begin to roll up and down your spine slightly. Do whatever feels nice at this point. Couple of circles. Good. And then from there, we're going to bring our hands next to our bodies again. And again, try to press your whole back into your mat. Engage your feet, so flex your feet. And then with your next exhalation, you're going to bring both of your knees over towards the left side. But don't let the natural arch of your spine come back. So keep pressing your back into the mat. And then as soon as your back is going to start to lift off the floor, you're going to stop. And I'm going to inhale, come all the way back to the middle. Keep pressing your back into the mat. And then exhale, come over to the other side. And inhale middle. Exhale left side. Inhale middle. Exhale right side. Inhale middle. One more time per side. Good. And then from there, we're gonna give our knees a nice squeeze, nice hack, and then slowly we're gonna start to build up a little bit more momentum, roll up and down our spine, until eventually you can cross one foot on top of the other and find your way up into an all-fours position. Now here, let's find alignment first. So make sure that your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hip bones. And then let's try to press into the backs of our feet and lengthen our spine completely. So try to avoid creases in the back of your neck and really imagine that someone was pulling you forward from the crown of your head. And then with your next inhalation, let's begin to untuck our tailbone again. And then let's let our belly button drop down towards the floor. Take your gaze slightly forward, but again, avoid creases in the back of your neck. And then exhale, begin to tuck your tailbone and then squeeze your belly button in towards your spine. And let's round our spine completely, come into your cat position. From there, untuck your tailbone again first, and then let your belly button drop down towards the floor. Take your gaze forward, shoulders draw away from your ears. A couple more rounds. Your breath is guiding you. Inhale down and exhale up. It's exactly the same movement as we did on our backs with tucking and untucking our tailbone. And this movement pattern is going to be crucial in today's sequence, and it's very important to become aware of it because it's crucial when it comes to posture and core stability, also in our day-to-day lives. So a couple more rounds here. Good. And then from there, you can begin to lift your right foot off the floor and cross it over your left calf. And then we're going to take our gaze over our left shoulder towards our right big toe. Kind of bring these cat-cow movements into the sides of our body as well. And then from there, come back to the middle as you inhale, and then cross your left foot over your right calf and take your gaze over your right shoulder. And then come back to the middle. Let's take it over to the left side again. Good. And then over to the right side one more time. Good. And then find the middle again. So we went into both extremes, and now we're going to try to find a position where our back is as long as possible. And from here, we are going to prepare for our first progression. So you can move on to video number 2.